good evening, Wonky Astronomer here. Well, tonight I've fired up the observatory and I'm going to show you some stuff in the sky. So we're going to start with a galaxy, nice big spiral galaxy called the Sculptor Galaxy, or NGC 253. I think it's also called, sometimes it's called the Silver Dollar Galaxy. Ooh, that was my dome just moving a little bit. The telescope is tracking already, and so the dome moves to catch up with the telescope. So I'm going to put in NGC 253 here. There it is. So I'll just I'll center that first. Okay, it's quite high in the sky, which is very good. Now up here is the view from my camera. You can see stars there at the moment. But when I slew the telescope to the galaxy, those stars will start to move. I'm just going to watch the telescope as I hit the button to make sure it goes in the right direction. Now the camera view has gone white there because the telescope moves a little bit faster than the dome. You can see the dome is now just catching up with it. And so we were looking at the inside of the dome there. Now you can immediately see the galaxy there. I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. This control I'm using is off the screen. I'll bring it on so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm not recording the entire screen, but okay, so I'm just setting the slew rate here to 5, which is not too fast, and then I can just use the arrow keys to move the telescope just a little bit to bring that galaxy more into the center. Now I'll put up a picture, a professional picture of that galaxy so you can see what it would look like when it's really photographed properly. But of course this view is just a very, well, it's a crude camera in the sense that it's just a black and white video camera, and we're not doing long exposures, we're just doing at most maybe a couple of seconds. In fact here we're only doing, yeah, probably less than a second. So this is basically a live view. And so you can see a little bit of the structure of the galaxy there. Now this galaxy is 12 million light years away, and in the sky it's about the size of the full moon. So from top to bottom there, the width of the galaxy, it's about the size of the moon, so that's half a degree. So you know, it's pretty big as deep sky objects go. And we sometimes look at this galaxy, this particular one, visually through the eyepiece with, well, I looked at it with my 12-inch telescope just a couple of nights ago, and well, you can't see it as well as you can with the camera. Cameras are generally going to give a better view of dim objects like this, but you can certainly see it even in maybe a 10-inch telescope. You can probably get a reasonable view. But things like this are very dim. So that's one galaxy that we can see on its own. But there are also groups of galaxies, or clusters. So I'll now slew to something called the Grus Quartet, which is 4 galaxies in a group. Much further away, so they look smaller. 7552. Okay, and so I think it should move to the right, I think. Okay, so I'll center it first. Yeah, that shows me that it's going to move to the right. Okay, so now slew, and telescope moves. As you can see, it's pointing very high. And the dome takes a little bit of extra time to catch up. Okay, well you can see one galaxy there. So I'm just going to move the telescope a little bit. Because this quartet of galaxies, there's 3 close together and then one off on its own. So that's probably the one that's on its own. Am I moving the right way? Whoops. Aha. There's another one. I should be able to fit them all in this field of view. Maybe. Just. Oh yeah, there they are. Okay, so we've got one up in the top right, and we've got one here, and one here. And these galaxies are at a distance of, it says here, 69 million light years. So the previous one was 12 million, these are at 69 million. And I'm not sure of their actual size, how that compares with the previous galaxy, but obviously things that are further away look smaller. And again, we often look at this group as well in the eyepiece. We've looked at it many times using the 30-inch telescope at Linden. I'll just move these 3 into the centre. When we look in the eyepiece, we can usually only see those 3 on their own. I wonder if bringing the exposure up will do anything. They're a little bit overexposed actually. Okay, but what I can do is I can zoom in. This is just a digital zoom, which doubles the size of the image. And you can see them a little bit better there. But they're obviously a little blurry because, I mean, they're fuzzy objects anyway. We often call them faint fuzzies. But I think the zoomed out view looks better. You see them a bit more in context. Next I'm going to show you a globular cluster. Globular clusters are balls of stars, usually very old stars, and these clusters are in like a halo around our own galaxy. So it's like, I think of it like bees buzzing around a hive, you know. They're sort of not in the disk of the galaxy, they're sort of off in any position, and I guess they're gravitationally bound to our galaxy. So this one I'm going to show you is called M22, which is from the Messier catalogue made by Charles Messier, the French astronomer, in the 1700s, and it's in the constellation of Sagittarius. So I'm going to type that in now, M22. M22, center it, if it goes to the right, it'll, you know, the wire gets wrapped around it, but it's set up to not do that, so it should go the other way, even though it's a bit longer. So I'll slew to M22 now, just make sure the telescope goes to the left. Now here we have M22, the globular cluster, and I'll just center that a little bit. So as you can see, it's a ball of stars. I always think it looks like, or any globular cluster looks like someone spilled sugar on a black carpet, or something like that. Bring the gain down and bring the exposure time up. You can start to see the individual stars there a little better. Slightly longer exposure. Yeah, it's very difficult to expose it in such a way that you can see right into the center. See those stars, millions of stars in there probably. When you look at it with your eye, you can really see right into the center there, because with your eye you get a better dynamic range. I wonder if this dynamic range setting will do anything. Yeah, I mean, maybe that helps a little. Wait a minute. Now this globular cluster is only 10,000 light years away. Bear in mind the first galaxy, which was the closer one I showed, was 12 million light years away. And this is only 10,000, so much closer. And our galaxy is about 100,000 light years across, so the distance to this globular cluster is about 1/10 of the width of our galaxy. So there you have it. Some galaxies and a globular cluster.